Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a storyline that has rippled through Hallas Hall, as Chicago tears down and rebuilds under. Ben Johnson's direction, one veteran's roster spot increasingly looks like it's up for grabs, will walk you through every twist and turn. Draft strategy, salary cap gymnastics, schematics, insider whispers, before finally revealing whose fate now hangs in the balance. Stay with us, because you won't want to miss the moment this all comes into focus. It all began with a simple question: how do you modernize an offense that hasn't sniffed the playoffs in 4 years? The Bears answered by trading, free agency splurges, and then diving into the draft with unprecedented zeal for playmakers. They didn't just pick once, they doubled down. First came a tight end with the highest receiving upside in his class, then an electric wide receiver whose 4.37 speed could stretch any defense. Could these moves signal that Chicago is phasing out older pieces in favor of a high-octane, spread-ready attack? Fans wondered whether the team would draft a pure YTE, or whether they'd pivot entirely away from traditional personnel groupings. As late-round gems and undrafted talents filled out the roster, the speculation only intensified. Somebody would have to make room. Enter the off-camera drama. Sources close to the building tell us that when the film room played back the 2024 tape, a few names popped up with decreasing snap counts and target shares. As the offense-heavy offseason unfolded, one longtime starter found himself frequently seated for team meetings he once ran. Coaches paraded new schematic packages, heavy 2TE sets, empty backfields, RPO motions that suddenly featured all the draft picks and none of the incumbent veterans. Could it be that this veteran, despite his 5 years of solid service, simply no longer fit the vision? Or was he a casualties of change victim, sacrificed for the sake of cap relief and roster balance? Let's talk numbers. This veteran amassed over 500 career catches, converted on 75% of his third down targets, and ranked in the top 10 among his position group in drop rate. He signed a 4-year, $50 million extension in 2023, a pact that still has 2 years remaining. Yet in the cap ledger, there's a glaring opportunity. Move his salary off the books after June 1st, and the Bears could free up roughly $10 million in 2025 cap space, with only a $1.6 million dead money hit each year thereafter. Could that fiscal flexibility be the impetus? Some insiders argue Poles sees that as prime breathing room for a playoff push, enabling late-season moves at defense or a backup QB. Others believe it's less about dollars and more about space on the 53-man roster for youthful energy. Meanwhile, veteran coaches have teased the possibility of static-in-the-box substitutes stepping up. Late-round tight ends and UDFA H-backs have reportedly caught Johnson's eye in spring practices, flashing the precise traits he covets: seam-stretching bursts, YAC potential, and gadget package versatility. Could a rookie or camp standout, costing a fraction of the veteran's salary, usurp that role by week 1? Teammates whisper about backdoor meetings where the young guys learn the playbook overnight, while the veteran finds himself running fewer routes at walkthroughs. Is it possible the front office deliberately allowed a training camp competition to determine his fate? Now, let's speculate on the ripple effects. If this veteran departs, who fills the void? Colston Loveland, traded up for at 10th overall, looks poised to start from day one, his pro-style polish a perfect match for Johnson's scheme. Combine him with second-round speedster Luther Burden III, and the passing game suddenly boasts 2 dynamic mismatches at tight end and receiver. Meanwhile, the veteran in question, once a go-to chain mover, could become a coveted trade chip for contenders craving reliable red zone targets. Could a mid-round return, perhaps 3rd or 4th, be more valuable to the Bears' long-term plan than keeping him on a bloated extension? All this leads to one question. Who is this elusive veteran? After wading through all the context, here's the reveal. The player whose spot appears most vulnerable is Kmet, the 5-year Bears tight end who's been a model of consistency and professionalism. A stalwart in the offense, Kmet's receiving prowess and team-first mentality earned him that rich 2023 extension. Yet now, in an offense realigned by draft capital and a new philosophy, his role may have evaporated faster than anyone expected. Is it fair that a player with 2,500-plus yards, 15 career touchdowns, and ironclad locker room credibility could become collateral damage in Chicago's aggressive rebuild? Last season, Kmet quietly put up solid counting numbers that masked a shifting offensive landscape. He hauled in 64 receptions for 701 yards and 4 touchdowns, figures that ranked him among the top 3 pass catchers in Chicago's offense despite the swirling turnover at quarterback and scheme. Yet, when you dug into the tape, his yards per target dipped to 6.8, down from 8.1 the year prior, suggesting that defenses were keying in on his shorter, chain-moving routes. Could this decline in efficiency be chalked up to Nick Foles' conservative reads, or was it a sign that Kmet's role was being occluded by the new perimeter weapons? On third downs, Kmet remained a trusted safety valve, converting 48% of his targets on those crucial snaps. Fans on Reddit praised his sure hands and route savvy. Kmet is money on third and short, one user wrote, yet others lamented that he never truly exploited seams down the middle the way a true TE1 should. Some analysts pointed out that, in Madden simulations, Kmet's in-game rating cratered when thrown into press coverage, fueling questions about whether his athletic profile could keep pace with faster, more agile defenders in Ben Johnson's up-tempo system. Is it possible that these schematic mismatches convinced the front office that his best days in Chicago had passed? Blocking, long Kmet's calling card, saw mixed reviews online. Pro Football Focus credited him with an 82.3 run block grade, solid, for the position, but multiple Twitter chatterers argued that he was often overshadowed by Colston Loveland's downhill nastiness in positional drills. Kmet flew under the radar until Loveland arrived, tweeted one enthusiastic draft analyst, while another remarked, "His pass pro was okay, but the new TE can stonewall D linemen." Could this perceived dip in physical dominance on the line have accelerated the team's decision to tilt fully toward the 2 rookie tight end sets? Perhaps most telling was Kmet's disappearance in the red zone. Despite seeing 27 red zone targets, he secured just 4 touchdowns, tying him for 7th among NFL tight ends. Fans on Instagram lamented missed high-point opportunities and dropped passes in traffic, with highlight reels alternating between textbook grabs and near misses that felt uncharacteristic. Some insiders speculated that Johnson and his staff saw these red zone inefficiencies as the final straw, believing a younger, more explosive rookie could be leaned on to turn those near misses into lottery ticket grabs. In a new era defined by big play potential, could this be the definitive nail in the coffin for a once reliable veteran? But what do you think about all of this? Should the Bears have found room for Kmet, honoring his service and production? Or is this fearless roster shakeup exactly what the franchise needs to scrape off 4 years of disappointment and start fresh? Personally, I have immense respect for Kmet's reliability, but I also feel the electricity in Chicago's new offense when I imagine Loveland and Burden leading the way. I can't wait to read your takes in the comments below. Drop your bold predictions. What round pick should Chicago seek in return? Where do you want to see Kmet land next? If you enjoyed this deep, suspenseful dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Because in this offseason's whirlwind, every roster move could be the one that changes the course of a season. Thanks for watching. And as always, bear down.